Okay, hello everyone. My name is G.R. Reddy. Today we are going to talk about the employer's obligation and the legal framework, which is very important during these times of COVID, because every employer is going through certain challenges. And today I have with me one of the best, lawyer and who is an authority on this subject, Radhakrishna Garu, and he is a lawyer and also advises a lot of companies, large MNC companies, on the employment related issues. And today we are very fortunate to have him. Sir, welcome, sir. Thank you for your time. We are very blessed to have you on this because I think most of the business owners today are in tense mode. And I'm sure your inputs today, I have lot of questions that we received. Today, our meeting is going to really help many of them in many ways. So I would like to welcome you, and we all from HUSIS and also all the business owners perspective, we would like to thank you for joining this event.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Sir, first question, I have, that government has released an advisory. So I would like to have your comments on how this advisory is effective, or how is it obligated towards the employers in the country, sir?
Advisory as regards the payment of wages during the lockdown period is one of the important issues.
Yeah.
That is not only advisory, and it is also mandatory to implement, because it is an order of the government issued by virtue of the powers conferred on the government under the Disaster Management Act and as well as the Epidemics Act. So it has to be implemented. As regards the payment of wages, only for the month of March, Government of Telangana and the other governments gave clarity. As regards the wages for the month of April, the clarity had to come. The orders are yet to be issued. Only the lockdown is declared. Another thing is that from 20th onwards, 20th of April onward, as per the revised guidelines of the central government, there are certain relaxation given for running of the manufacturing units and as well as the operations by maintaining the social distance. We'll have to wait and see as regards the liability of payment of wages for the month of April.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And sir, there are certain companies which are exempted, right? In this case, if the employees are not really coming, because we have noticed in some cases of retail stores or something where some of the employees didn't want to come for the work. So what will happen in such cases, sir?
Yes, where the manufacturing unit or essential services or offices or whatever it is, wherever the employer kept open his office and the employees were asked to come and work, if they fail to turn up for work, they should be treated as absence from the duty, unauthorized absence from the duty. They are not entitled for the payment. Besides the same, they are also liable for disciplinary action.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, I think your video, yeah. So now I can actually see. Just to clarify to all the viewers, I will be taking segment by segment just to make sure that we are in an order. So first, I'm going to talk about more on the government advisory. Then I will be focusing on reduction of pay or salary, what kind of implication and what the role of employers and what the obligations of employer. And also the next, we will talk about the layoff and terminations related issues. One more important aspect other than that is also the leave adjustments, which are important, and any compliance related issues. So I will actually go into this order. So sir, the next question that I have is, now that, we have seen, this is maybe a controversial, right? Government, governments are already provided some kind of a reduction in the salary for the government employees, right? So how do you see that this is affecting the normal employers and the businesses, sir?
No, the government as such did not reduce the salaries. Only they said that the 50% of the wages would be paid, and the remaining 50% of the wages deferred the payment. And the reduction is different from that of the deferment. And the government deferred for certain period owing to the financial problems and owing to the. And as regards when it comes to the private sector, especially be it a manufacturing or a service sector or a IT, ITES, the salaries cannot be reduced unilaterally by the employer And if the employer wants to reduce the wages, he has to seek consent from the employee. And if the employer and employee accepts, both arrive at a consensus, then it is a contract. And then, however,
Yes,
the reduced salary should not be less than the minimum wage. Less than the minimum.
Okay, so I think that what it's going to say is that the minimum wages are supposed to be paid to the fullest extent, to whatever they,
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
as per
yes,
your
yes.
understanding. Sir, you know that there is a lot of struggle in terms of understanding what are the rights of employees and the employers. Would you be able to just throw some light on what are the rights of an employer and what are the rights of an employee in this situation? Especially because now
Yeah.
everything is in a
Yeah.
challenge situation.
Yes, yes. In the present situation, the employer also is having lot many problems. Generally, the perception of the general public or the thing is that the employer can afford. It is not that the employer can afford anything. Employer also is having his own financial constraints because the wearer knows where the shoe pinches.
Yeah.
Employer do have the financial constraints like that of the employees. Now, the challenges that are going to be faced by the employer is lack of project, lack of order, or perhaps lack of working capital to run the organization, because the payments that are to be received because of the financial impact may get affected and they may not be able to receive the payments on time. There will be a problem in the cash flow or the funds flow or so on and so forth, which results the employer is not able to meet the overheads, and it is the time for the employer to reduce the overheads and follow the austerity measures. The austerity measures, including the cost cutting, and one such is that even a reduction of salary or laying off the employees or downsizing the workforce, taking out the excess fat, and so on and so forth. These would be, and these are the aspects normally that affects the employees.
Yeah.
Another thing is that basically, one is the legal aspect. The other one is the human aspect.
Sure.
Like there are difficulties for the employer, employee do have the difficulties. Good and bad is equally applicable on both these sides.
So both, yeah, that's
both
right.
these sides. And we also have to be a bit generous without affecting the survival of the organization. Generous need not be, which is put the organization itself at stake.
Yeah, because I think it's really happening that, if the organization doesn't survive, where is the question of the rights and, that way. So it's a mutual.
It is the standard principle that the job of the employee exists only when the organization exists. And the organization itself doesn't
sure,
exist.
Sir, also, now this work from home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mr. GR, before that, what I mean to say is that the reduction of salary is also a bit to be discussed about.
Oh yeah, we will do that. We will. I think I have lots of queries, and different forms that there are questions.
Work from home is permissible, and now the study goes that in certain cases the work from home is giving more productivity than the work at the office. And employer also, certain of the employees also feeling happy because of the traffic that they have to commute every day for a couple of hours and going back and other thing. And as far as the work from home is concerned, if the employer asks any employee to work from home and the employer doesn't work, he is not entitled for the wages. Those who work, they are entitled for the wages.
Okay.